Alright guys, welcome back. Oops, let's turn the sounds on. We are in map number 2. It's the winner's match for the 32Boys1Cup tournaments. Actually, I just realized, is that redundant to say tournaments? It's 32Boys1Cup. Yeah? No input? Okay, whatever.
No.
This tournament, of course, brought to you by, and mostly, the supporters of Base Trade TV via subscriptions, ad revenue, and all these other things, guys. But 3 sponsors hopped on board for this, and we got nothing but respect for them. Of course, we got Proxy.gg. It's a fantasy team league website. If you guys check it out, you can basically double down here. You got your Partoofs in the channel. You got imaginary points called bread on Proxy.gg. Proxy.gg is kind of nice though, because you can exchange those points for prizes, whereas here on Base Trade TV, you're kind of hoping for raffles at best. Yeah, this pool opening we'll get to in a sec. So yeah, if you use promo code BaseTradeTV, you can sign up and get 20 free bread. But spawning in the bottom left corner of the map, going for what is a very aggressive, I'll call it departure opening. It is the Blue Zerg player, Solar.
And up right, as the Nexus firsting, Red Protoss, it is Axiom CranK. No, I would like that. This is exciting and everything, but I was like, is it called bread? Not because like dough is money, but also because like you exchange them in for real prizes, so your dough becomes like, you know, like bread.
What? It's not called dough. There's no real money. What are you talking about?
You call money like, you know, dough.
Yes.
Oh, never mind.
But the points aren't called dough. The points are called bread.
I know, but you exchange them in for real stuff. So like, never mind.
Okay. You'll have to explain that one to me later. What Solar's doing though, really good against Nexus first. Like fantastic against Nexus first. If you guys didn't see, Solar versus Parting kind of went, or not, sorry, Departure versus Parting kind of went very south for poor Parting. This is a rough spot to be in for CranK because, I mean, like, his SimCity in the main doesn't even complement this. It's all hidden behind the mineral lines. Like, if Solar busts through, kills the Nexus at the natural, I do like that he's got some SimCity start here at the top. We always talk about this ramp, like, why not do this? But I don't know. This is one of those moves where CranK's gonna lose the Nexus. It really sucks.
Almost for sure. Now, CranK did see this coming as he scouted the natural and scouted the main, so he knows exactly what's going on. Did Chrono boost out that Zealot, but there's just not really a way to save your Nexus. You'd have to get a natural wall up as fast as possible, and you just really don't have that much money.
I like that he's starting this though. We saw the same sort of thing where you try and get that pseudo wall, so it's not like that full surround, but so you have to put something else there between the two. Oh, we got some really nice donations coming in. We'll read those out in a sec, guys, though, because this is gonna get hectic in a sec. CranK's gonna try what he can to help this. The Mothership Core is gonna beat these back for the time being, but Solar's just gonna regroup and come back with a full surround with speed. There we go. CranK's gonna try and limit surface area for this, but he's gotta get the Zealots involved. He's gotta get the probes involved. He really needs to save this Nexus.
Well, now he's not only gonna not save the Nexus, he's maybe gonna let him inside the main.
Actually, he might save it. He's got a force field this time.
No, I don't think he is.
I think he will. We had this argument last time, and I was wrong. I'm happy to be wrong again, but I think CranK's got this.
You just keep pouring into it until you kill that Nexus. It's kind of the goal of this build.
Yeah. One link escaped to the main, but it's not really killing anything over there. Meanwhile, probe's starting to go down, and the Nexus, it's gonna barely live. Nice force field in the main out of CranK.
That was like a surprise force field. Like,
I know, because like
I am.
Just kidding, yeah. And the thing is, for Solar, like, this was meant to kill the Nexus. Like, if this doesn't kill the Nexus, I mean, killing probes doesn't really make it worthwhile.
It might still. He's out of force fields. If he can just get a wraparound at all.
Sentry. Okay. Yeah, he might get it this time. Photo overcharge goes off, and it's not going to last for long. And he will barely get this at the end of the day. But he still sacrifices so many links. Like, that should have... The idea was that this gets the job done, and probably like half the links he actually spent on this.
Yeah, and it gets a Nexus first, too. So you would think that it would get the job done and actually just end the game. CranK killed pretty damn well. It all really came down to the fact that he actually scouted it. No scouting. I guess
he's in a bad position with these sentries, though. He doesn't have the juice for enough force fields.
That force field?
Yeah. The second one might just barely save. He's still going to lose out one of the sentries. No! He holds all the sentries! Okay, that went pretty freaking good. That went from, like, alright, whatever scenario to pretty good for CranK. Now he's down in workers, but let's be honest, Chrono Boost will help make this up pretty quickly. Nexus is very unfortunate that it did fall the first time, but he's done a good job recovering.
I love how dedicated he was to getting gas. You just get like a bunch of Zealots or a bunch of Stalkers. He put every single gas that he had into just a lot of sentries.
Yeah.
And it didn't save the Nexus, but So it still worked out, and of course he's going to accrue energy more so over time, and CranK can follow up with something very potentially deadly.
I thought Rifkin of all people would at least know about dough. God damn it.
Who was that?
Good.
Give him part twos.
Kalinda? Yeah, I'll give Kalinda some part twos. So I'll give him. Kalinda.
It was worth.
There we go. You can have 5 for the good joke. But okay, I want to get through these donations now the game's calmed down a little bit, because Solar's gonna be playing passive while he gets his drone count up, and CranK sadly has to finish up his upgrades before he can do anything. Really generous donations coming in big time here. $5 first off starts off from someone just named I don't know. Okay, so sorry. Thank you, Anonymous. Says I hope you're streaming for a million years. Not sure if that's BM or a compliment, but a $50 donation comes in from Firestarter, the guy who subbed just recently. Says I came here because 32Boys1Cup is very misleading. ... Well, I'm glad I swindled you, man. You seem like a very generous person. See me Twitch with a $10 donation. Says take this money and buy some real food with it so you keep fighting the good fights. I don't know, I'll go waste it on red velvet cake or something.
Yes, quite. I got $5 from Fabian. Fabian.
Well, thank you guys very much. I mean, every time we get a donation on the channel, it always blows my mind, like, that we're at this point where, like, people
like us?
Yeah, right? Like, it's... So thank you guys so much for your support. It means the world to me. And Base Rate TV, I guess, at the same time. But CranK's actually moving out with this. So I was kind of curious if he's going to do this timeout with that +1. He does have a pylon over here, and he's got a sneaky pro moving around. For Solar, like I said, he was going to just continue droning, but he stops this here at 54 and starts going for these roaches. And sadly enough, like, roaches without speed aren't going to be that great in this scenario, because Solar's, or rather, CranK's going to be able to first off cut off half the roaches with those force fields. The other ones will be stuck fighting Zealots without that speed boost. So this is a pretty nice timing for CranK. But oh, he even hallucinates an immortal. This is so cool.
That's cool. CranK stopped.
It's gonna be a high priority target. Yeah.
It's off 5 gateways.
He wastes so many shots into this. Now the sentry shouldn't be on the front lines here, but that immortal was a really big deal. Like that hallucinating immortal. For those who don't know, like first off, they get hardened shield, and that's cool and everything. But it soaked 2 volleys of all the roach hits. That was the biggest damage soak CranK could have possibly done. And the best part was, if he hallucinated like 5, it would have been so obvious that they were fake. The fact that it was just 1, that was so perfect. Now Solar's actually in a bit of trouble. He's pulling drones. He knows how desperate this is getting.
This is only 5 gateways, by the way. Like, not usually what you would say, like, is a big humongous all-in. It happened so soon. With like a solo probe.
Oh, is he gonna get? He gets that Roach Warren. It's gonna cut out Roach production, but he'll stop Roach speed. I don't know if he's gonna focus it or not, though. He's still taking a good fight here. Solar's losing a lot of drones in this defense too. Down 14 already. He's gonna tap out. GG CranK! Ooh! He brings it back.